The strongest people don't speak first. They control the room by existing. The most powerful people don't talk first. They don't rush to be liked. They don't fill space with noise. They don't explain themselves to be accepted. They enter, they wait, and somehow the room changes. Voices lower, postures shift. Attention recalibrates. No one told them to, but they do, because something walked in. That didn't ask for permission. This is presence. But not the friendly kind, not the warm kind. This is presence. That presses on the room. Without saying a word, it holds tension, it holds stillness, it holds everyone else, accountable to its energy, and no one knows why, but everyone feels it. This isn't about being intimidating. It's about being unshakable, unhurried, unreadable. Because when you don't signal weakness, when you don't try to connect, when you don't try to prove, they start adjusting around you. This video is about weaponized presence, how to control without a word, how to make your stillness louder than their noise. Let's begin. Cold presence. Activated. Part 1. What is weaponized presence? Weaponized presence isn't about being seen, it's about being felt. It's not loud, not dramatic, not attention-seeking. It's calm, it's still, it's heavy, and the weight of it changes how people behave. You don't say much, but somehow people lower their voice when you look at them. They pause before replying. They measure their words, not because you told them to, but because your energy doesn't invite comfort. It invites awareness, tension, self-checking. They feel watched, even if you're just sitting there. Weaponized presence is pressure without movement. You hold space in a way that makes others shrink slightly inside of it. You don't chase, you don't compete, you don't explain, you just exist. With so much control, they start adjusting themselves without knowing why. And that's the key. You're not trying to be dominant. You're not trying to intimidate. You're just not leaking anything. No emotion, no insecurity, no need for validation. And in that absence, they feel the imbalance and they react. This isn't charisma, it's tension, engineered, held, released only when you decide. That's weaponized presence. And once you learn to use it, you never need to raise your voice again. Part 2. The psychology of energetic authority. The human nervous system reads presence before it processes words. Before you speak, you're already speaking. Through stillness, through posture, through tension, and the room reacts. Before you say anything, when your energy is grounded, low, quiet, unmoving, you signal something. Most people don't know how to handle, I don't need to be liked, I don't need to be included, I don't need your permission to exist. And that triggers something deep, not in their mind, in their body. Their system starts checking itself. Should I speak softer? Did I say too much? Are they judging me? What are they thinking? You didn't say a word. But now they're recalibrating, reassessing, reacting. That's energetic authority. It doesn't ask for attention. It shifts attention. You don't reach for the frame, you become it. Because here's the truth. Most people leak energy. They signal need. They seek validation. They try to be understood. But you don't leak anything. You hold it, contained, silent, sharp, and in that silence, others feel exposed. Energetic authority isn't about force. It's about absence. The absence of approval seeking, the absence of emotional need, the absence of urgency. And in that absence, they start adjusting, not because you demand respect, but because their system doesn't know what else to do in your presence. Part 3. The 4 components of weaponized presence. You don't need to speak to take over a room. You just need to control how you exist inside it. Here are the 4 components of weaponized presence. When they combine, you don't just enter the space. You become the space. 1. Stillness. No fidgeting, no nervous movement, no shifting weight, just still, like nothing needs to move, unless you decide it should. Stillness creates pressure, because everyone else suddenly seems loud. Just by comparison, and that contrast, it shifts the power without a word. Second eye discipline. You don't avoid eye contact, but you don't chase it either. You hold it. When it matters, you break it. Only when you choose. No darting eyes, no scanning the room, no looking away when challenged. You let them feel that you're seeing more than you say, and that makes people very careful. Third, slow movement. No rush, no urgency, no chasing the tempo of others. You sit slowly, you turn slowly. You move like time bends around you, because speed is often a response to pressure. But you're the one creating it. 4. Low energy voice or strategic silence. If you speak low, you speak slow. You leave space between words, like silence is part of the message. And if you don't speak, even better, let your breath be the only signal. Let the tension build. Let them wonder what you're holding back, because that wondering is the real control. You don't need to say much. You don't need to prove anything. You just need to hold your energy like a blade in a sheath. And the moment you enter the room, everyone feels it. Not because of what you say, but because of what you don't leak. Part 4. When to use it. You don't use cold presence all the time. You use it when pressure needs to shift. It's not for attention, it's for control. And here's when you drop it. 1. When you walk into a room. Most people enter looking for cues, for safety, for connection. You don't. You walk in, you slow down, you say nothing, and suddenly, people notice, they adjust, they become aware of your presence, before they even know why. You didn't say a word, but you already changed the room. 2. When someone's trying to lead the frame. They're loud, they're fast, they're pulling energy toward themselves. You don't compete, you don't interrupt, you just turn slowly. Look at them and stay silent. They'll feel it, and they'll shift on instinct, because cold presence doesn't confront, it exposes. 3. When you're being tested. They challenge you, mock you, try to push your buttons. Most people defend, or explain, or push back. You hold eye contact. You stay still. You let the silence do what words can't, make them feel. They revealed more than you did. 4. When you want to create distance without drama. You don't ghost. You don't lecture. You don't attack. You just pull your energy. Short replies, flat voice, slower movements, longer pauses. No explanation. just absence while present. And that space you create, they will feel it. Even if they don't understand it, cold presence is about moments. Moments where silence says more, stillness says enough, and tension becomes your message. You don't need to perform. You don't need to dominate. You just need to hold your ground while others lose theirs. Part 5. Training cold presence. Presence isn't something you turn on. It's something you build, slowly, deliberately, until your stillness becomes a weapon you don't need to unsheath. Step 1. Train in silence. Go into a space and say nothing. Just sit, stand, observe. Let the discomfort rise. Not for them, for you, because if you can hold your stillness longer than they can hold the silence, you win. Step 2. Slow everything down. Your movements, your eye contact, even your breath. Slowness feels unnatural, which makes it powerful. When you move with no rush, you broadcast one thing. I control the tempo, not you. And people feel that. Step 3. Remove the social smile. You don't smile to be liked. You don't nod to be safe. You don't overexpress. You stay neutral, unapologetic, unreadable. Because when your face gives them nothing, they fill in the gaps with their own insecurity. And now, they're adjusting. Step 4. Build eye contact without attachment. Hold their gaze, not to challenge, but to anchor. Don't blink too soon. Don't look away nervously. Don't break unless you choose. Your eyes become the mirror. They start checking themselves in. You're not watching them. You're letting them see that you're not flinching. Step 5. Speak less. Pause more. Don't rush to respond. Don't fill the space. Drop one sentence, then stop. Let your silence do the heavy lifting. Because when you speak from cold presence, every pause is a power move, and every silence makes them speak more than they meant to. This is how you train presence, not by learning what to say, but by mastering how to exist without needing to be received. Once you do that, you won't need to raise your voice. You'll walk in and they'll feel everything you never had to say. Part 6. Conclusion. Your energy enters before you speak. Before you speak, they've already felt you. Before you sit, they've already adjusted. Before you move, they've already calculated because your energy entered. Before your words ever did. That's the truth no one teaches. It's not about what you say. It's not about what you do. It's about how you hold space, how you stay still while others twitch, how you breathe slow while others chase speed, how you let silence do what noise never could. You don't lead with performance. You lead with presence. You don't grab attention. You redirect it. Without trying, without force, without a single word. And when your presence becomes that silent pressure, people feel it. They speak differently, stand differently, check themselves, without even knowing why. You don't have to raise your voice. You don't have to take control. You just show up. And the space bends around you. This is not intimidation. It's stability. It's sovereignty. It's the ability to be so contained, so complete, that others can't ignore your weight, even in silence, especially in silence. CTA. For the next 72 hours, don't speak first, don't overmove, don't over-explain. Enter slow. Stay still. Let them feel your weight before they hear your words. Because when your energy leads, the room follows. Cold presence, fully installed.